Welcome to Popcorn Planet. I am Andy Signor, and man, the internet sure loves dunking on James Corden. Honestly, I've avoided the story just because I thought, hey, celebrities are allowed to have a bad day. It seemed like he just had a bad day at the restaurant. And then I watched his apology from last night, and I caught up on the whole drama. I gotta say, it's not looking very good for James Corden. Now, full disclosure, I will say I have met James Corden. I actually met him at the Emmys back in 2016. He was very nice and gracious to us. We lost. Honest Trailers was up for short form variety series. I can't remember if he was up that year and he beat us. I think The Daily Show beat us that year. But he reminded me, it's not a loss. It's a win to be there. And I remember after this being reminded by my post, he really wanted to rub my beard. He was very drunk, positive, celebrating with his pals. They'd won some other Emmys that year. I think it was probably his first. And he just kept grazing my beard, touching my beard. Anyway, he was nice to me then. Granted, that was 6 years ago. His ego and fame have succeeded since then. Who knows what's happened? According to Keith McNally of Balthazar, a very popular New York restaurant, he was not very nice to the waitstaff. And a lot of people have now come forward to explain this. Now, this is older news, but let me just recap for those of you who haven't been following this past week. He said, a gifted comedian, but a tiny cretin of a man. Most abusive customer to my Balthazar server since the restaurant opened 25 years ago. Damn. I don't often 86 customer. Today I 86'd Corden. It did not make me laugh. Here are two examples, meaning he probably had more, of the funny man's treatment of my staff. Manager's report number 1. In June, James Corden was here on table 61. Although this is diabolical, it happens very occasionally in all restaurants. After eating his main course, Corden showed the hair to Balthazar manager G, who was very apologetic. Corden was extremely nasty to G and said, "Get us another round of drinks this second, and also take care of all our drinks so far. This way I write any nasty reviews in Yelp or anything like that." Now, I can't help but assume he was trying to be like jokey. I'd be bummed if there was a hair in my food too, but okay, that was instance number 1. Instance number 2, James Corden was at Balthazar's wife on October 9th for brunch. He asked for a table outside. Brunch Mater D took the party to table 301. Mr. Corden's wife ordered an egg yolk omelet with grilled cheese and a salad. A few minutes later, they received the food. James called their server and told her there was a little bit of egg white mixed with the egg yolk. Oh, how dare the little bit get the egg white touch that egg yolk. MK informed the floor manager G the kitchen remade the dish, but unfortunately sent it with home fries instead of salad. That's when James Corden began yelling like crazy to the server. "You can't do your job. You can't do your job. Maybe I should go into the kitchen and cook the omelet myself." MK was very apologetic and brought G over to the table. He returned the dish, and after that, everything was fine. He gave them promo champagne glasses to smooth things out. G said that Corden was pleasant to him, but nasty to the server. MK was very shaken, but professional that she is, continued to finish her shift. So this was the breakdown. He was yelling at the servers. Now, James Corden apparently called and apologized. That was the follow-up here. After that was posted the next day, he said, "Called me and I apologized profusely, having effed up myself. I strongly believe in second chances, so if James lets me host this late show for 9 months, I'll immediately rescind his ban from Balthazar." No, of course, I'm just kidding. Anyone magnificent to apologize to a deadbeat layabite like me and my staff doesn't deserve to be banned from anywhere. So come back at any time. All is forgiven. And it all seemed like, okay, great. It was handled. It's dumb. He'll make a joke on the next show. But then James Corden went on the New York Times and said he did nothing wrong and labeled it all silly. Now, to be fair, it's kind of silly, sure. But clearly this article, which he was supposed to be there for this show Mammals he's promoting, and insiders say he should have just canceled the interview. And the reporter even says that they were surprised he didn't cancel. And James sort of played it like, well, why would I do that? What's wrong? And so I haven't done anything wrong on any level, he said. So why would I ever cancel this? I was there. I get it. I feel so zen about this whole thing because I think it's so silly. I just think it's beneath all of us. It's beneath you. It's certainly beneath your publication. Okay. And then is it beneath us to demand that you apologize to waitstaff? Do you really want to treat the waitstaff like that? Is that the kind of person you are? I'm confused why it's so silly when they made such a, bad thing. Anyway, he refuses to give his own his own version of the account to this reporter. And then he sort of is like, when asked, "Are you okay?" He's like, "About what? What do you mean?" Trying to play like he doesn't know, which is like sign one that this guy's lying and obviously knows what's going on there, as he's trying to play like he doesn't. When asked directly about the conversation, Corden said, "I haven't really read anything. It's strange. It's strange when you were there. I think I'm probably going to have to talk about it on Monday's show. My feeling often is never explain, never complain, but I'll probably have to talk about it." He added, he said several times in the conversation that feels like such a silly thing to talk about. He said any online criticism of him likely reflected the awareness and opinions of a small part of the overall population. Should we not all be a little grown up about this? I promise you, ask around this restaurant. They don't know about this. Maybe 15% of people. I'm here. I've been here, been walking around New York. Not one person's come up to me. We're dealing with in two worlds here. Oh my God. I mean, I'm sure some people don't know who you are, let alone I'm sure some of them were like, if they knew who you were, "Oh, I heard you were a dick at a restaurant." He's not denying anyone's right to criticize him, but he compared the news media's amplification of negative social media posts to a school principal offering aid to classroom bullies. The principal makes a decision to stand up and say, "I'd like all these bullies to come out onto the stage and say into the microphone what they've just been saying in the hallway over there." I mean, so you're calling the staff bullies? It sounds like you were the bully. At breakfast conclusion, offered a cordial goodbye and left the restaurant. The waiter who had served him said she was only vaguely aware of who he was. "I know he's famous. I think he's British." All right, so let's watch this. I got a few examples to show you of James Corden's behavior with waitstaff, but I want to play portions of his apology. Now, I got to pause a lot because this is CBS is very legit. This is fair use commentary, YouTube and CBS. I'm going to break down his apology, react to it, and pause every sentence. So apologies. Here we go.
As some of you may have seen, last week there were stories about me.
Really? Oh, just stories about me. Yeah. Dude, this is your show. This is exactly the place you talk about it. You make it funny. That's every talk show's dying to be in the press for a week to talk about it. But James, you guys like pulling teeth here.
Being banned from a restaurant. And at the time I considered, like tweeting about it or Instagramming.
Would have just killed it, been done. So sorry. Had a bad day. No excuse. Thanks for the amazing service. I don't know. Figure out you have a PR team, figure out a clever way online.
About it. Like whenever these sorts of moments come my way, I like to adopt.
Whenever they come his way. So it's like, seems clear he's aware that people are criticizing his behavior to staff.
Quite a British attitude of sort of, keep calm and carry on. Things are going to get written about me.
Honestly? They're going to be written honestly about you? Or so you're denying? Are these waiters lying? Is this an apology yet? There's so much defense. Why did he even talk about it?
Never complain, never explain.
I never complain about people complaining about me. I'm just a dick, and if people don't like it, well, then I can't keep calm and carry on. Oh my God.
It's very much my motto. But as my dad pointed out to me on Saturday,
James, you were a big, big prick. He cuts to his parents to evoke sympathy. "Oh, my parents are here to watch me do this apology. My dad told me I need to apologize, so here I am, tail between my legs. I'll apologize."
He said, "Son, well, you did complain, so you might need to explain."
Yeah, even the dad is like, "Yeah, dude, you were a dick
when you
to
make
that
a
server."
mistake, you've got to take responsibility. So I thought I would, if it's okay, I would share with you what happened. So
again, not taking accountability and owning it, he needs to explain what happened. Before I apologize, let me lay out the whole situation here so you understand why I was a dick.
A couple of weeks ago, I was in New York with some friends, and we went for breakfast.
He talks about
every day. Sit down, we ordered, and my wife.
He talks about the restaurant. He'd go all the time. He loves it if he was allowed to go. And now he's going to throw his wife under the bus.
Explained that she has a serious food allergy. Right?
To what? Egg yolks or egg whites? What's the food allergy to? Why are you getting eggs as just yolks? I didn't even know that was a thing. Did you guys know that there's egg yolk omelets where you don't get any egg white and you only get the yolks? Can you be allergic to egg whites? I'm so confused. Anyway, I don't know. Apparently they brought potatoes instead of salad. Is she allergic to potatoes? He's throwing her under the bus. It's his wife's food allergy that sent him through the roof.
Right? So when everybody's meals came, my wife was given the food that she was allergic to. But
so the egg whites, can you even, I gotta look this. Can you be allergic to egg whites? Both yolks and eggs contain proteins that can cause allergies, but allergy to egg whites is most common. Okay, so she's allergic. All right, so there is an egg white allergy. Okay, I stand corrected. I always keep it on. See, James, I'm wrong. Apparently, you can be allergic to egg whites. You'd think you just avoid eggs altogether if you're allergic to egg whites, but no, apparently you can get egg yolks only and seemingly do it for, I guess, an autoimmune disease. There it is. It's very minor, but it exists. All right, I stand corrected, James. I can admit when I'm wrong.
But no, she hadn't taken a bite of it or anything. No worries. We sent it back. All was good. As her meal came wrong to the table the third time,
he was fed up. The third time. He said it was 2 times. According to the report, the manager report, it was 2 times. We have it here. And then it came back with potatoes instead of salad. I think he's adding a third instance here when there was 2, because he wants you guys to think, can you imagine your meal getting returned 3 times? Can you imagine? Ugh, I was so fed up. I made a joke.
In the heat of the moment,
In the heat of the moment? Dude, you're at a restaurant. They screwed up. It is what it is. Are you a jerk or are you calm and patient?
I made a sarcastic, rude comment, right? About cooking it myself. And it is a comment I deeply regret.
Okay, now remember, let's not forget, in the New York Times, I thought I had it here. Yeah, in the New York Times, let's not forget, he didn't do anything wrong. I didn't do anything wrong. I haven't done anything wrong on any level. Why would I cancel his opinion? I'm so zen. I don't get it. It's just silly. It's just so silly that I was incredibly rude to the waiter who didn't make the dinner, who's just serving me. To my servers, I treat them like garbage. It's just a silly thing. Why are we talking about this?
I understand the difficulties of being a server. I work...
No, you don't. No, you don't. You've forgotten. You have lost your way, sir. You don't know.
Shifts at restaurants for years.
Has he? I would love to fact check it. Has James Corden worked
such
as a waiter?
Respect, and I value anyone that does such a job. And the team at that restaurant...
Oh, God. Blah, 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 blah.
So great. That's why I love it there.
Oh, sorry.
The restaurant manager and the server, they were lovely.
I love you guys. You're all great, but I'm throwing you under the bus because you had hair in my food. You did all these terrible
lovely. They
things.
brought out 4 glasses of champagne as an apology. But we were like, that's not necessary. We don't...
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah, are you buying this?
Need it. We'd had a great time. Even for me, it was too early to start drinking. So...
Yeah, that I believe with my experience. The dude likes to drink.
But here's the truth of it, right?
No
because
shame.
Because I didn't shout or scream, like I didn't get up out of my seat, I didn't...
The justification here, can you believe this?
Call anyone names or use derogatory language.
Because I didn't yell or get up or scream, which would be like insanely levels, I was fine. I just was very rude and condescending to my server because, you know, that's what I do to my staff.
I've been walking around thinking that I hadn't done anything wrong, right?
It's like shades of Ellen. It's like always the nice guys who are out there seemingly all good, be kind to everybody, who then treat the staff like utter garbage. And I'm going to have another proof of this. Watch. Stay tuned.
But the truth is, I made a rude comment, and it was wrong. It was an unnecessary comment. It was ungracious to the server.
Do you believe he really believes this? This is a man who is forced to apologize over the dumbest thing. I agree. Why are we even talking about this? Who cares?
So last Monday, the owner of the restaurant had heard what happened, and he Instagrammed that I was banned from his restaurant for 2 offenses. One was a meal that I think was back in 2014 when I sent a dish back that had hair in it. And the other...
And noted, he didn't go into the whole details of screaming, and demanding drinks. being extremely nasty, screaming, and demanding things, or I'll report this. He ignored, he's not denying any of that, for the record.
Was last week, right? So when I read this post, I immediately got hold of his phone number. I called him straight away and I told him how upset I was. I was upset, how upset I was that anybody was...
Yeah, good move. That's what he should have done, and it's all should have gone away. Why did you do the New York Times interview?
Was hurt by anything that I had done and anything that I had said, and we had a good talk. He appreciated the call. I was happy that we got to clear the air, and I felt like we dealt with it privately, you know, but by this point, the story was out there, and, well, people were upset. When I become president of hell...
He's literally trying to say, like, oh, it's all... he does, like, mean tweets because he wants his audience to laugh at how silly everyone was. God, I hate Carpool so much. I don't even sing myself. He's using this to evoke sympathy. There was a few more he did here. One about... where was the last one? James Corden has a wife? What? Not only does he have a wife, I'm going to try and get through all this quickly. There's a lot to go through, but
look, I get it. I totally understand. I understand everybody getting upset, and I accept.
No, you don't. You're surprised. You say it's silly. You're only doing this to save face.
I accept everybody's opinion. I also hate, as I said to the owner that day, that I've ever upset anybody ever. It was never my intention. It just wasn't. And I love that restaurant. I love the staff there.
Anyway, that's it. Blah, 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 blah.
Go there and apologize in person, which is something I will...
If he's ever allowed, he'll go apologize in person.
We'll be right back with more of The Late Late Show.
Yeah, doesn't he look so happy he had to do that? He just looks pissed. And so I wanted to go dig a little deeper because, yeah, there are several instances about him being a bad customer. Here's
who walks out of the restaurant.
So she's a waiter. She's done a lot of experience. She works for she's another Try Guy's wife. I didn't know how many Try Guys' wives or have podcasts, but she witnessed James
None other than James Corden. And I'm like, oh my God, celebrity sighting. I've got it in my head. As I'm approaching, I hear James Corden yelling at this busboy. In my head, I'm like, oh my God, what's going on? So being the nosy little Nancy I am, I obviously beelined straight for them down the street. And I overhear the busboy telling James Corden that Little Dom's is closed right now. It's closed right now. They close in the middle of the day, between lunch and dinner. And he's telling James Corden that he can get him a reservation, you know, right when they open. He was trying to be really accommodating. And James Corden yells at this busboy, a lot of good that does me, mate. A lot of good that does me. And so I just kept on going. Made it to my happy hour just fine.
Anyway, there's many examples. This one's really speaking about the wife. Tales from a Cockpit. Again, alleged. This is all speculation. These are people's accounts. So it is. Take it as you will. There's a whole AMA of them, guy. Half hour and of New York to London. Passengers of business class noticed a woman with a crying baby being brought through the curtains by a flight attendant. They looked in mild horror as they saw the attendant direct her to an empty seat next to James Corden. Expecting a huge celebrity hissy fit, Corden's cabmates were impressed to see that he didn't say a word or make any sort of complaint. He put on his noise-canceling headphones, pulled an eye mask, and turned away from her to sleep. Pretty decent of him, right? Well, when the plane landed, the passengers were surprised to see Corden remain seated as the woman with the baby struggled to open the overhead locker. And even more surprised when she turned to Corden and said, "For F's sake, can you at least hold the baby while I get the bags down?" The woman was his wife. The baby was his baby. Now, I don't know if that's true, but it did make me laugh like, damn, that's not a good look. And there's nothing more telling than this one. And I remember watching this, and I saw as I was going through, someone else remembered. Here is Jimmy Kimmel on James Corden. Look at this. Spill your guts or fill your guts is like a truth or dare type of thing. And Kimmel seemingly asks the most toughest question to somebody. You can just tell, watch.
Name 2 of the cameramen in this room.
I don't know who my crew are.
That is a great question.
Yeah, and then he tries. I can't play the clips too long. And Jimmy just sits there laughing and smiling because Jimmy, I've met Jimmy. Jimmy treats his crew and people like the celebrities. He is so grateful. I've heard the best gift giver. Like he's loyal. He loves his staff. Meanwhile, James Corden has no idea who his cameramen are. And he looks out and he's like, it looks like it's a new crew today. And then so what does he do? He drinks that fish smoothie because he doesn't even know who staff is. He does, look, I don't know. I'm not there. Who knows? At first, when I saw this story, I thought, nah, whatever. But this is such PR play. He shouldn't have answered in that New York Times. He made it worse. He should fire his PR team, or I guess maybe it's just his own ego that messed it all up. James Corden, man, this is all a bad look over the dumbest thing. Look, you get something. Yeah, you can lose it once in a while. I get it. It happens. But his refusal to like own it is really what shocks me. And I wouldn't be surprised if he's not caught on camera just freaking out at some point. And we'll see if he actually wants to own it then. What do you think of all this? I've broken it down in so much detail. If you like this sort of stuff, hit that subscribe button for me. Hit the bell for alerts. Smash the like button while you're at it. All those things are so important to keep the algorithm going. Leave a comment. Do you believe it? I want to hear your thoughts. And make sure you join us later today. We'll be live probably around 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is my goal. We'll see you live here on Popcorn Planet to discuss this and so much more.